Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video, we'll be going through an unboxing of the high grade 1 to 144 Gundam Ground Urban Combat Type. And this was from the Gundam Breaker Battlogue mini series released by Bandai back in 2021. So this will be the last of the Battlogue kits that I currently have on hand. There is still one more to come through, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, it's just a case of needing to be order fulfilled and sent over, which basically means it'll probably get an unboxing by the end of the year. Anyway, here we have the Gundam Ground Urban Combat Type. It's a bit of a mouthful. I'm actually surprised it doesn't have brackets in its name, but oh well. Front of the box with some nice CGI art on the front. Definitely looking quite nice. An interesting color scheme to it, going that, I don't want to necessarily say black. It looks black, but I guess we'll find out shortly. So there's the front of the box. In terms of the bottom of the box, we have a rear and front shot of the Gundam, as well as a bit of a blurb about it, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, we have some nice action shots, as well as what the Gundam can be equipped with in terms of weapons. So we have the weapon container, which has most likely the cannon, machine gun, beam saber, beam rifle. The beam sabers will appear to be in the beam sabers are stored in the saber rack on the legs, which is cool. It also has the exam system in it, which basically means pick a color, which is okay. We can live with that. So that was the bottom of the box. Quick look at the side, which will be pretty much a rinse and repeat of what we saw in the front. And in terms of the top, we will have the introduction to Battlogue, as we've seen on pretty much all of the boxes. And this custom is actually not too bad looking. And because the darker colors probably work together. So we have the head of the Urban Combat Type, body of the Blazing, arms of the Inversion, the legs of the Inversion, and the Combat Type backpack. So actually not too bad. The head, the arms, and the legs definitely work. The body's not terrible. It's probably a bit brighter than some of the other colors of the different parts. Still, it does illustrate very nicely some of the mix and match of all these kits, which the mobile game pretty much readily, I don't want to say reinforces, but it's obviously a mechanic of the game itself. So, cracking open this box so we can have a quick look at what's inside. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bags runners, and the manual at the bottom. I can already see that sticker sheet, and boy, that's a lot of art. So I'll crack open these bags and we will have a look at the manual and the runners. And with everything out of the bags, here we have the front of the manual for the Gundam Ground Urban Combat Type, repeat of the box art, and a nice front image of the front of the Gundam. Continued blurb of the Urban Combat Type, as well as a reference back to its material Gundam, or Gunpla, and that was the Gundam Ground Type. So I do actually wonder why the urban combat. But anyway, front of the manual, terms of the back. So the top half is a rinse and repeat of what we saw from around the box. So the various weapons the Gundam can use, reference back to the exam system, the markings. So there will be 2 sticker sheets. One will be a marking sheet and the other will be the actual foil stickers. And we also have a color guide in Japanese and English. The body is not black. Whilst it looks black, it is actually a dark brown. Very dark brown. With the orange parts on the body, which in this case will be done by stickers. We have a light grey, gold for some sensors. There will be some black parts around, some grey, and some red for another series of metallic sensors. So this will most likely be the difference between the exam and the non-exam. But there you go. It is not black, it is dark brown. So that's the front and back. In terms of the inside, we have the parts list as to be expected. 2 A's, 2 B's, 3 C's, D, another XA. So it is not a complete carbon copy. The SB runner, polycaps, and as I mentioned earlier, 2 sticker sheets. And before we get into the build, has a nice little breakdown of how to do that custom Gunpla that we saw around the box, with the various bits of kits from other parts of Battlogue. Start with building the body, build the head. The stickers will not be on, so it'll be interesting to see what this kit looks like without them. Build the right arm and left arm, attach them together, do the feet, start the right leg, left leg, waist and backpack, all stock standard instruction steps. The XA runner will have a backpack adapter for other kits, which is cool. Gundam can also be put on an action base, which is pretty stock standard. Then we have the instructions to go through the snap build of weapons, shield, and the weapons container, to which those weapons can be neatly stored in. Now that's pretty cool, to literally have onboard storage. That was the manual. In terms of the sticker sheets, so I guess we'll look at the foil stickers first. So there's the foil stickers when they come into view. There are some color correcting stickers, but I would dare say the left half is between standard and exam, and the right half is more of your color correcting in other types of stickers. As for the sticker markings, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, all in orange. So this will pretty much go onto the outer armor to give it the orange look that the artwork pretty much has on it. So those were the 2 sticker sheets. As for the runners, so A1 and A2. A2 is in the 1 grey colour, whilst A1 is a multicolour runner between the grey, I dare say black, and orange? Let's say orange. Now, as far as I can tell, A2 is not an actual copy, so it is a distinct runner. So A1 and A2. In terms of the B runners, So we know there are B1 and B2. B2 is a decent copy. In fact, I'll do it this way. So B2 is a copy of some of the top part of B1. Now these will be in the dark brown, as we found out from the color guide. But most of this will be your outer armor panels, arms, legs, shoulders, waist, things like that. Bit of a shield here. I can see bits of the head, back of arms, not back of arms, back of hands. That's pretty cool, given that that will be where your beam saber handle's going to. That's B1 and B2. As for C1 and C2, we will go through the other C runner shortly. Have a bit of a piece trying to do a runner. C2 is a copy of that section of C1. C1 and C2, both one flat color. I believe this is probably a light stone grey of some description. Weapons, inner shield, joints, manipulators, things like that. As for the other C, pretty much the one flat color. I think it's the black and not the dark brown. And that is your weapon storage container. We have a single D runner just for a clear piece, most likely for the head. We have the XA runner. So piece number 1 will be the backpack adapter. 2, 3s and 4s, I'm going to assume are slight alterations to the shoulders and arm connector. And I suspect it's probably to give it a bit more of that universal joint system so it can be switched out into other kits from Battlogue. Whereas the original ground type was probably a different arm connector type. So there you go. It is not a pure 100% carbon copy. So that's that XA runner, and I dare say it was also in dark brown. Polycat PC002 in a dark grey. And lastly, we do have a included SB13, if it ever focuses. Yes, no, maybe. No. Well, basically, SB13, standard beam saber. These will be the circular ends and your usual reddish pink. So that brings us to an end of the unboxing of the Gundam Ground Urban Combat Type. Should be a fun build. The orange stickers I'm sure will be the end of me, so I'm hoping they're all purely on flat surfaces. And if any of them do have to wrap around, they do wrap around nicely. Well, fingers crossed. Now, whilst this is a P Bandai kit, I obviously didn't get this from Hobbylink Japan, but I will include a link to the standard retail Battlogue kits, so the first 6 kits, if by chance they strike anyone's fancy to go have a look. I know those who are based in at least the United States, maybe North America, will potentially be able to find some of these kits at quote-unquote retail, e.g. their local targets. So definitely envious of you people in North America, but it's okay. I was still able to get these kits, so it wasn't completely bad. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. All of this helps to support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, an extra shout out to all my current subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing and staying on board with the channel. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link below. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.